What's up, guys? Real quick, we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball FighterZ today and the makeup of the roster. Specifically, Broly and Bardock were just announced as DLC characters, and I've been seeing some comments here and there about um, Goku lookalikes and the makeup of the roster. So, wanted to make a video on it today, make my case as a fan and from a fan's perspective. Hopefully you guys stick around for the rest of the video. I'll see you on the other side.
Light and darkness crisscross. It got my crew pissed off. It's like my wrist off. I'm writing rhymes till time hits for my mind is a PM.
What it do, YouTube? So today we are talking about the makeup of the Dragon Ball FighterZ roster. I, as a fan, want to try to explain to non-fans of Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball in general, and the fans of Dragon Ball, why the roster makeup is what it is, and mainly trying to make my case for why I think I'm in love with it. And so essentially what it is when making a Dragon Ball game previously, I mean, even look at Xenoverse, they always artificially inflate the amount of characters in the game by separating the base character from their forms. Now, that's not always true, but for the most part, and it's almost always hand in hand. For the most part, the better Dragon Ball games would have the higher roster count. If you've never played like a Tenkaichi 3, where I think there was like 150 characters, you're not going to understand what I'm talking about. But if you were to just, maybe I can find like a picture of the roster so I can show you. But if you were to click on Goku, you would understand that they have base Goku, Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan 2 Goku, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan, on and on like that. So what I think FighterZ did for you non-Dragon Ball fans out there is they tried their best not to have repeat characters, but I mean, it's almost impossible when you're talking about cherry picking characters for a fighting game. For instance, Goku right now I think has 3 variations of him, and with the announcement of Bardock, excuse me, that is another variation. So that will make 4 variations of Goku that we're seeing in the game. But because of the lore and because of the history of Dragon Ball, Bardock is actually Goku's father. And if you don't know, every second son of a Saiyan looks exactly like the father. Hence why Goku and Bardock look exactly alike. Now, if you also notice, Gotenks is made up of Vegeta and Goku's sons, Goten and Trunks. Goten, being the second son of Goku, looks exactly like Goku. So it's like, in their defense, you're going to have characters that overlap design-wise, that will look the same. But what they really try to emphasize in FighterZ is they may look the same, but they fight differently. And that's where I think disconnect comes for a lot of people, because in my previous videos, I have a playlist that I'll try to link in the description. If not, it will definitely be in the playlist on my channel. In my previous videos talking about the DLC, I have another form of Goku in the DLC, which is Ultra Instinct. Now, that's a completely different Goku from the Super Saiyan Blue and the Super Saiyan Goku and the Super Saiyan Rose Goku that we have in the game. And I know it's really jarring to see so many different versions of the same spiky haired character. I won't try to make a case saying that, you know, it's not a little off-putting, because you want diversity in your games, and I get that. But this is what Dragon Ball is. Like, honestly, for all you non-Dragon Ball fans out there, if they wanted to, and I'm not saying I would complain, because honestly, the Saiyans are my favorite characters in Dragon Ball, like, period. And I think that goes for most people. Like, most people's favorite character is Trunks, who's a Saiyan. My favorite character is Vegeta, his father, who is a Saiyan. I mean, the Saiyans are the Ryu and Ken, the Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Like, they are those characters. Like, you cannot get away from them. But you have to kind of realize is that if they wanted to, they could literally make up, like, what there's, I think, how many characters in Fighters? 29 did we top out at? Something like that. There's upwards of 25 characters in Dragon Ball FighterZ main roster, right? If they wanted to, they could use almost 15 slots for just variants of Vegeta and Goku alone. And then if you throw in Gohan, that's at least another 5 variants. Like, and I'm not saying that they should do that, but what I'm saying is that Dragon Ball has always kind of been the Saiyan show with some Z fighters sprinkled in, and then you got the villains sprinkled in. It's always been the Saiyan show, specifically the Goku show. So when you see these characters, you're like, what the fuck? Why? I mean, another one? But what you're not getting is that you've played the game. Arcs clearly is crafting these characters with a level of care that is not usually seen in any medium. So if we do have a Bardock, which we will, he's confirmed, obviously they will play differently at the end of the day, and differently enough that you can justify Arcs putting in the time to make the character viable. And that's just the reality of Dragon Ball Z, guys. And I say Z because that's the one that people know the most, but that's just the reality of Dragon Ball, is that there are just a lot of characters that go through a lot of different changes throughout the show's history, and those characters are so popular that the versions of those characters are popular because they're always doing something that is prolific and monumental in the show. So if we do wind up getting a Majin Vegeta, if we do wind up getting an Ultra Instinct Goku, if we do wind up getting a base Goku and a base Vegeta, which I would fucking hate that, but if we did wind up getting that, or a Kid Goku, don't discourage, don't despair, don't fret. I know it's going to be like, well, it looks like the Goku show. I know it's going to look like that, but we have to give Arc System Works the benefit of the doubt, because what they've already done clearly shows that they are willing to put in the extra time to make those characters feel different, make them feel unique, and I, for one, can't fucking wait. Now, again, for you non-Dragon Ball fans, before I get to the fans of Dragon Ball, because y'all, I gotta talk to y'all too. Bardock and Broly are Dragon Ball royalty, okay? They have been in every Dragon Ball game for as long as I can remember. I think GT Final Bout, so Dragon Ball GT Final Bout, they didn't have Bardock and Broly, but I mean, I'm pretty sure in almost every other, and maybe Ultimate Battle 22, I know they had Broly in Ultimate Battle 22, but I'm not sure if they had, no, they didn't have Bardock. And I'm not talking about the SNES games either, like the Final Batoden games, I think that's what they're called. I'm talking about from the PlayStation 2 era on. Almost every Dragon Ball game has Broly and Bardock in the game. If you don't know, Broly is like one of the most popular villains to ever exist in Dragon Ball. He's famously known for literally just beating the dog shit out of 4 Super Saiyans and a Namekian. Like, I mean, just mercilessly destroying them and in spectacular fashion. And that's why he's in the game, bro. Like, he is a savage, and he has ravaged every other Super Saiyan we see in this game. He has literally made them his bitch. So that's why he's in the game. Bardock is Goku's father, and he's also the legendary Super Saiyan that everyone talks about. So he also is royalty. He's always in the games. You know, that's why he's going to wind up if you're interested in Dragon Ball at all and want to play any more games, he will show up in almost every game you play. So now I want to talk to the fans of Dragon Ball real quick. If you guys, the fans of the actual series, are upset about the sheer number of characters in the game, and not having some kind of ancillary side characters in the game, you guys are being very selfish. And I want to start out by saying that, like, when this game was announced, of course, me being a fan, I was like, damn, I hope they have a 50-person roster just like Marvel vs. Capcom. Of course, we all want the huge roster because, like I said, we've been conditioned to have it. We've been conditioned to have almost every character role, big or small, in these games. We're conditioned for that. But when you see the quality and the care and the craft that goes into one single character in Dragon Ball FighterZ, I would venture to say, with the exception of maybe Tenkaichi 3, which I'm biased again because that's my favorite Dragon Ball game of all time, Arc Systems has done a much better job in encapsulating these characters and what they represent far better than almost any other game on the market. And you have to take that into consideration. It takes time to craft these characters. It takes care. And you don't want just randomly Zarbon and Dodoria just because you want Zarbon and Dodoria. No one wants Zarbon and Dodoria. No one wants Raditz, okay? We think we want them, but you really don't want those characters, guys. You want the cream of the crop, the A-list. You don't want, you know, fucking Cooey, okay? Like, we I think are so spoiled that we are letting that take over our emotions when it comes to looking at fighters, which, by the way, is getting a lot of people who were never previously interested in Dragon Ball, which is what we love, are now interested and maybe might go check out the anime, might check out the other games. Like, we are getting more exposure with fighters outside of our community, and that's fucking amazing. So just relax a little bit. Know that there's always sequels. We will always get more characters, and hopefully some of your characters, your favorite characters, will then make it into the roster. Like me personally, dream team right now that I would love to see either in a FighterZ 2 or maybe in the DLC. Come on, Arcs Bandai, please. I would love Majin Vegeta, I would love Future Gohan, and I would love Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Those three characters, if you go back and watch my videos, I don't name them as specific DLC roster characters because I don't think that they have enough love or support to make it there. Not to say that Majin Vegeta is actually like one of the most popular characters in Dragon Ball, so maybe he might have the clout. But the other two I don't think have the clout to make it into the DLC. But those characters, if they do a FighterZ 2 and they need to expand the roster to 34 to 40 characters or 42 characters, like maybe Future Gohan can make it in, maybe Super 17 can make it in, maybe Omega Shenron, maybe Janemba, maybe Pikkon. You know, we have those options, guys. So I don't want you to write off Arc Systems just yet. I don't want you to, you know, make a big stink about it just yet, because we may be seeing some of our favorite characters in this DLC and then in the next installment of the game. So for the fans of Dragon Ball who are spoiled, just like I am, calm the fuck down. This is the first game of its kind that has gotten the reception it's gotten. We should be happy for that. We should revel in that. We should love the fact that Dragon Ball is now reaching the eyes and ears of people who previously never even thought to even open a page of the manga or watch an episode of the show. So most of my time I spent talking to the non-fighting or non-Dragon Ball fans, because I don't think you guys will really understand that there is a lot of repeat characters and repeat character designs used in Dragon Ball in general, and in Dragon Ball games it's overused. And just wanted to holler at the fans a little bit, the Dragon Ball fans, to let you guys know, just chill out. So what do you think? Do you think that I'm just trying to defend real hard because I'm a weeb and I love Dragon Ball and my fandom is showing? Or do you think that I'm making sense? Let me know in the comments. What characters do you want to see make it into Dragon Ball FighterZ, or possibly a Dragon Ball FighterZ 2? What do you think about the reveal of Barley? That's pretty cool. If they were fused, that would be their name. But what do you think about the reveal of Broly and Bardock? Do you love it or hate it? Everything. I want to know all that and more down in the comments, guys. Let's open up the discussion. If you're new here, obviously, I've been a little laxed as of late, but we are getting back on track. We're picking it up. I do at least 2 videos a week. I appreciate you if you got to the end of this video. If you've been with me from the beginning, you're a fucking MVP. And for rocking with me, you will never know how much I appreciate you. For more on anime, gaming, and streaming, stay tuned here on Grave TV. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Beyond the Grave. Graves out. Have a good one. Peace.